IVM.
Hey everybody, welcome to another week on the IVM Podcast Network. I'd like to thank our sponsors, Paytm Money Upfront. We're still in lockdown and we're trying our best to make our releases work, but we are occasionally getting a little late or slipping on some episodes. Hope that you guys continue to remain patient with us. Check out our social media accounts. We're IVM Podcast on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. We're doing something over there called the IVM Smart Guide. A bunch of our hosts are talking about things to do during the lockdown, books, movies, podcasts, etc. Check it out. I'm sure you'll enjoy it. And let's get you onto your show right now.
Hi, I'm Zarina Poonawala, your peak performance coach, life coach, emotional intelligence practitioner, and NLP practitioner. I'm also the founder of Abzo Expertise Unique, and my organization constantly aims at building leaders across continents. After having worked with so many dynamic business honchos, entrepreneurs, startups, CEOs, management gurus, parents, and student communities worldwide, I am convinced that every individual has unleashed potential, and all we really need to do is realize it. Watch the magic unfold, enhance quality of life, relationships, and professions. On my show, be ready for some riveting conversations with inspirational people, snippets, stories, and much more. So here I am on this exceptional journey to find empowerment and inspiration anywhere I can. Come join me on this breathtaking path of self-realization, potential maximization, positivity, and most of all, embrace your inner power. You are on your way to empowering yourselves. Welcome to the Empowering Series with Zarina Poonawala. The lockdown, quarantines, isolation, and social distancing. These words suddenly seem like the locus of our being, and it's echoing in our proximity, making us sick in our heads. The constant threat and most of all, the fear of the unknown is causing many of us severe stress and anxiety, isn't it? How long will this last? When will I be able to get out of the house? How will we survive under a crumbling economy? What if my job is at stake? Do I have enough funds to last me a few months? I am so certain that at least two of these questions have crossed most of our minds, and living with this fear is escalating the mental chaos. Now, how about we toss these questions up a little bit? For instance, what am I learning from this unusual experience? How has this situation made me more grateful? How do I create a second source of income? Once things go back to normalcy, how will I use my experience to grow? Well, let us first understand what stress really is. Stress is nothing but our body's reaction to change. It is this reaction which causes pressure or strain on us, physically, mentally, or emotionally, if you will. Sometimes all three. Now, stress which triggers you to be anxious as a response is usually distress. And in my perception, this is a condition we suffer predominantly due to overthinking. The human mind just loves keeping busy, and nothing like overthinking, right? At this point, I really want you to urge yourselves and ask, do you overthink? Well, if you do, let me burst this bubble for you. You do not have a problem-solving mindset. You have a problem-thinking mindset. Did you know over 70% people have stress-related issues, either mental or physical? And in these rather outrageous times, we anticipate more people will complain of stress-related diseases than the actual coronavirus or COVID-19, as you call it. Let's be sure not to spiral down that road. Here is what we are going to do to effectively cope with our current situation and optimistically overcome it in no time. Stay away from repeatedly watching, listening, reviewing the news. We already know what has engulfed us. Daily updates on death tolls, sufferings, countries bleeding is not the way to overcome your stress. Instead, it is only adding to your agony. Not all of us have a stomach to digest such content on a daily basis. So if we limit ourselves, we can focus on positive outcomes instead of damaging discussions. Catch up on lost sleep. I suppose you may have your apprehensions on this one, but I most definitely recommend you take those long, refreshing naps. You may have been sleep deprived due to hectic schedules, so don't feel guilty. Your body and mind need rest. So here's your chance. Just rest up. Build your immunity. We all know by now that the coronavirus can be fought with a strong immune system. So increase happy hormones, do happy things, smile. Increase your vitamin intake, vitamin C, citrus fruits, a dash of lime on your meals, vitamin A, carrots, spinach, broccoli. Just help build your immunity. Vitamin E, antioxidants, seeds, almonds, dry fruits, green teas. Just keep yourself away from eating junk and eat things that build your immunity. So build yourself, not your stress. Bond with your family. Now we humans are so greedy and ever so full of complaints. When we had no time with our people, we complained. And now when we do, we are still complaining. Go ahead, play board games, have deep-rooted conversations, even those which may consider the monetary impact on your lifestyles. Build your bond with children, your kids, especially teenagers. This is your time to build that rock-solid bond. Be mindful. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Sit for a full moment, or more if you will. Focus on your breathing. Breathe in through your nose and breathe out through your mouth. Just focus on breathing. Keep yourself calm and composed and relax your mind and body. This will not only help you relieve stress, but also prepare to build your lung capacity. Stress is that demon you can manage very powerfully. It's absolutely in your control and you are in charge of it. So before you succumb to feeling stressed, remember how powerful you really are. Be well, be safe, and most of all, be empowered.
If you liked this podcast, don't forget to check out other interesting podcasts on the IVM network. You can listen to us on the IVM Podcast app or ivmpodcast.com. You can also follow us on our social media. We are at IVM Podcast on Twitter and Instagram.
Filter coffee is a fascinating beverage. You need to pick the right beans, blend them in the right proportion, roast them to perfection, and slow brew at the right temperature to get the perfect cup. Which is exactly like great conversations as well. You need to track down the most interesting minds, get them into their zone, and settle down for an unhurried, unscripted chat. And coffee for me is always, always, always best enjoyed with friends. I'm Karthik Nagarajan, and do share my table as I meet some of the most interesting people I know and sit them down for a strong cup of coffee and an even stronger conversation. Join me every Wednesday for a freshly brewed episode. This is not frappe. This is the Filter Coffee Podcast.
Hi, I'm Sariyu Natarajan.
And I'm Alok Prasanna Kumar.
And we are the hosts of the Ganatantra podcast.
On this podcast, we speak to academics, social scientists, journalists, and activists to find out what's actually going on in Indian politics.
On this podcast, we stay away from personality politics, intrigue, and gossip, and instead focus on the data, research, and analysis that drives all this.
So tune in to the Ganatantra podcast, where new episodes are out every Wednesday on the IVM Podcast app, website, or wherever you listen to your podcasts.